What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the virtual mechanic, and today's project, the Nissan Silvia S15. I do love me a little drifty Nissan. Now, obviously, I've seen these before. These are drift cars normally, very nice street cars. They look beautiful indeed. This one has the inline-4 double overhead cam engine, looking like a thing of beauty with its 250 horsepower. We do like to see it. We are going to add performance parts to that engine today. We're going to make this look as fast as we can. But before we do any of that, I mean, look how much work this needs. It's missing loads of stuff. It's got a few bits here and there, fenders, some lights, a window or two, no interior, no nothing. So we got to get stuck in. Let's get this one over to the car wash and get it cleaned up. Here we are at the car wash. Let's get this one cleaned on the outside. Now, we already know it's got a very colourful livery on it as it stands at the moment with a GT wing, apparently. I don't know if it actually has. But that is what we're working with today. It is looking in a bit of a sorry state. So let's get the rest of this interior cleaned up. Let's get it back on the lift, get the engine ripped out, and we can start working on this lovely Nissan. I've already drained all the fluids from the engine there and from the normal stuff. I haven't done the oil yet because I was checking to see if the oil pan is there, which it is. So let's grab the oil drain. Let's get this one drained out of here. That's a bit darker than it was on the Land Rover. Let's get you put away. And let's get this gearbox ripped out. Obviously, we start with the drive shaft. Get some of this exhaust out while we're down here. Obviously, off comes the starter. And then let's get this gearbox out. With that removed, let's get the car down on the ground. Let's get the crane over and let's get that engine ripped out. And we can start stripping this car down, stripping all the what's left of the body panels off, and start getting everything repaired up. Off you come. Nice. Let's get you put away. And let's just start stripping it. I don't even know what's on this body. I don't think a lot. Not a lot at all. I believe that is it. No interior. So let's just get straight on and let's start on the suspension. Couple of rusty bolts on the wheels here. Good way to start. And then what? Oh, just the lower arm and some high struts on this one. Obviously, we are missing some bushings right there. Nice little front end. What have we got at the rear? Oh, and then the rear that accepts all of the rubber bushings. Doesn't look like there's anything missing from this, so that's good. So I'm going to get cracked on with this, and I'll meet you back at the engine bay when we strip that. Here's what we got in the engine bay then. I think pretty much everything is here, which is a good sign. We just need to start stripping it out. Obviously, we got the fuse box and the air filter up here with all the clips on it. Lovely. Thank you. Let's just get you off. I'll finish getting all of this stripped. Let's actually, before we do that, let's have a look what's inside this fuse box. Oh, quite a lot today. So I'll finish getting all of this stripped off. And I'll meet you back at the engine when we're ready to get that one stripped down. Let's have a look what's inside there. Just finished stripping at the engine bay. Let's go and strip that engine. But before we do that, make sure we get that battery on charge. Look at this thing. She does look good, though. I do like how this engine looks. Let's start with the radiator fan. Oh, lots of belts. Get some of this off. Some of the obvious stuff off, at least. And then we'll see what we got working with at the top here. Get these ignition coils off. There we are. You can see the twin cams. We've obviously got the cam gears with the driving chain or timing chain going through there. Looking lovely. Let's get the rest of this stripped down and then see what we can repair off of this, or what we're going to change to performance parts, or what we just straight up need to replace. So I'll see you guys in a few moments. Here we are then, everything stripped off the Nissan Silvia. Let's get this frame all tidied up, lovely and shiny and new. Let's get you going, 1300, not too bad. Nice, coming up quite nicely. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, let's get that put away. Let's start getting all of these body panels back on this lovely Silvia. Some of them, i.e. that one and the rear bumper, I have managed to repair. That's the only ones I had. Everything else is brand new. I even stuck some Nissan license plates on this one. So let's get it all back together. I'm going to get it all back on and I'll jump back and catch you guys in a moment. Here it is then, all back together. I have all of the body panels back on. Everything is back in. The interior's all in. We've got all the new Silvia interior there with the Silvia steering wheel. Looking very nice, but I have got a couple of bonus parts to add on to this one. So for those of you who don't know, bonus parts, interior and additional parts, assemble additional parts on there, and then you get this green bit here, so you can press that. I've already got the wing I want to put on, and then a hood scoop I want to put on here. Looking really smart. That's how you do them, nice and simple, and then you just have to come back out of it by selecting the take off body panels option. Looking really smart, but let's take it over to the paint shop and get this one painted up. Here it is then, all painted, looking really nice. I've got the hood scoop painted in the stripe orange as well as the mirrors. And obviously that wing being carbon fibre, it just stays carbon fibre, looking nice on there. So we got the blues looking great, the black stripe, a bit of white, and then the orange. And to colour match for the engine, probably going to do, well, as it's orange in there, probably going to do some blue head covers, trying to match this colour blue on there. Not going to go over the top of painting the engine or the underside today. I'll throw a few splashes of orange in there and maybe a bit of blue, but that's what we're going to do for that. I love how this looks. I think it looks absolutely great in this livery on this car. Looking really sweet. We're obviously going to black out the windows. Yeah, we're going to black them out. I might maybe do a colour, but probably not, because it does look a bit over the top sometimes. But let's jump in, let's get straight over and get that suspension back on. So I have gone for a little bit of colour in the suspension. I've gone for blue shocks with these orange springs, looking great, I think. I haven't really painted much else of the underside of the car. I have painted it, but I've only done it in this sort of like dark chrome grey sort of colour. I like how it's turned out, well, again, in the paint shop. See, it's just a bit darker than usual. Nothing too fancy. It's not black. It is just a dark chromed out grey. I actually really like how it looks. I think it's come out really well. So let's get a few of these bits on and see what this looks like with a bit of colour in it. The other thing I have painted is the brake calipers. They are in the blue to try and match the car. Now, obviously, we all know that these blues never come out properly. So I'm just going to get this shock on for the minute. I'll get the rest built and I'll come back to you when I've got it all done. This is how the rear end looks. Obviously, we got all of this dark chrome, bright work, metal work all on here, looking really smart with the blue shocks. And if I swing round to the other side, you can see that I've been back and I've repainted the calipers. You can't see that, obviously. I have, so that they match the blue of the shocks a little better. I've done that on the front as well with the orange springs. I think it looks really good. Let's just jump over and check out the front brake caliper against the suspension there. It is looking really nice. I've got a few bits to finish off under here, and then we'll get on and get that engine bay done. So I'll see you guys in a few. I think the suspension has come out really nice. I love the dark chrome effect on there and the blues matching into the body with the orange springs. You can't really see them at the front there, but at the back they're just poking out there. I think they look absolutely incredible. It is now time to get on and get this engine bay sorted though. There's a few coloured bits in here, fuse box and air filter base as normal. They're in the blue. I'm just going to get this air filter base and cover on, and then we'll see what it looks like in comparison to the rest of the car. Now, me being me, obviously contrasting clips with the lovely orange colour on these. I love this orange colour. I think it looks great. But let's just have a quick look. Oh, look, see, when that's finished and you haven't got all the dots of colour in there and it's just a blue box, I think that's going to look really smart. I'm happy with how that turned out, so I'm going to get on. I'm going to get all of this finished off, and I'll see you guys in a few moments. That is everything back in the engine bay. I think it looks absolutely great. I love the orange in the bay, surrounded by the blue with the orange filter, and then obviously the intake and the fuse box there. And obviously the engine cover on this will be the blue as well to match it. I haven't really painted the engine too much. I've sort of done a few bits in that dark sort of chrome effect on there, just because I like to paint the engines. It's just something I like to do. This one isn't too colourful. It's just going to have a bit of blue to match the car. So let's jump on and get started with that. I already don't have anything on the engine stand, but it is ready to go. Haven't painted the engine block because it just came out too dark, but there's a few other bits painted. So I'm going to get a few bits of this done, and I'll join you guys back in a moment when we see some of the colour on this engine. Most of the way on this engine now, guys, you can see this sort of dark chrome effect I've got on some of these parts here. I think it looks really nice. There's a few bits over here. And obviously the turbocharger and the exhaust manifold have just stayed in the normal chrome. You can't paint them, which is a shame. Even this fuel rail's painted. But on the front here, I've got the fan in the blue. And hopefully this engine head cover will be the same blue. It does look like it. That's always a good sign. I'm very much happy with that. Just got to get a few bits left to go on this. I think actually now that's this engine done. Oh, one more bolt there. There it is. I knew there was a few bits. Just couldn't see that bolt. Now these can be painted, but they just stay in that red. And that is this engine finished. So in a couple of moments, we're going to get it dropped in the car. I think it's come out really well. I don't like that, although I have painted this in the dark chrome, it's only the interior. But it does sort of match that part, so I am happy with it. I think it looks great. Let's get it in the car. The engine is in. Let's have a look. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. I was disappointed by the head cover there, but it's turned out really well in the chrome with that bits there. The dark chrome on this side sort of blends in with all this black, and the blue on the top and the fan look absolutely stunning. I'm very happy with that. I have also tinted the windows and I've sorted the rims. I've gone for the Rim Modern CB, no, Rim Modern 3C even, 20 inch. At the front, they are a 215 width with a 30 profile, and at the back, they are a 235 width with a 30 profile. I think they look absolutely stunning. The underside of this car is done. Everything is topped up. It is ready to go outside. Let's have a look at her in the sun. Here she is. I think she looks absolutely stunning. I'm so happy with how this car has turned out. It looks absolutely incredible. You can see the blue brake calipers through the wheels, which I absolutely love on this one, along with the orange rims. Well, mostly orange rims with the black inserts. I think they look absolutely incredible. This whole car has turned out fantastic. The additional parts, the bonus parts on the wing there and the hood scoop really finish this car off with all the text as well on this livery. I think it looks great. Interior wise, let's get in and let's have a seat. It is a very classy interior in here, nothing too fancy. Everything is down to earth, but let's see what she sounds like. Oh, that's a nice rumble. That is a lovely rumble. And I love the whistle. That whistle is absolutely stunning. I love this car. Let's get it on the dyno and see if we've increased that horsepower. So with the Nissan Silvia, we had the 250 starting horsepower on this inline 4 double overhead cam engine. How much have we increased it by? 46%, not the greatest. 115 additional horsepower, bringing our total up to 364. Not the greatest increase ever in that engine, but let's see how fast we can get it to go down the track. Here we are then at the track. 3, 2, 1, go. Bit of a slow takeoff there, but that gear change whistle is beautiful. Let's see what speed we can get her up to. There is 200 kilometers an hour as we race up the straight. 250. Now, I'm really hoping we can smash the 350, 400 mark, but it is looking highly unlikely. I haven't changed much. I just added a couple of gears and made them a tiny little bit longer at this top end. Didn't work out. 312 kilometers an hour is the speed for the Nissan Silvia. It's pretty good, not too bad. So 312 kilometers an hour does pit this 35th in our leaderboard. Very, very disappointing from this very sporty looking car, which I do love. It was a great car to work on, and I think it's turned out absolutely stunning. I love the livery on this. I love the wheels and the additional parts. And I think the colour wise, I think they've gone really well with the livery. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We do have a few facts and figures. Now, I did buy the car for 24,730 from the auction, and I have spent 47,636 modifying it and upgrading it today, paying our total spend at 72,366. How much will this car sell for? Let's have a look-see. Now, we did have this one, we did buy it from the auction. It is 149,000 kilometers, a long old mileage on there. We did squeeze a tiny bit more horsepower out of this engine, bringing it up to 364 from the 250. But how much will it sell for? That's pretty good. 134,806 minus our 72,000 that we spent on the car today puts our profit at 62,440. I am very happy with that from the Nissan Silvia S15. It is time to say goodbye though. Let's get this one that's sold. See you later, Nissan Silvia. You were a pleasure. But up next, we have... That's right, we're going back into the Land Rover DLC. We're jumping straight back into this with another one. This is the Land Rover Defender 90 from 2015 with only 62,000 kilometers on it. We got it from the auction house. They're only available from the main dealer or the auction. And I did get it slightly under value at 72,773. We're already in profit if we just sold it now, but we are not going to. We're going to restore this one. As you can see, the body isn't great. It's not bad, but it isn't great. Everything in the low 80s. It does all still need to be repaired. And we also have this mismatched fender here. Everything else on this, though, looks pretty sweet. It is nicely done on the interior. Really like how this one turns out. And this one does have that inline 4 engine, the DT224. Does only have 123 horsepower, but this is an off-road beast. This is what we will be working on next time. It does have a turbo on there, which is pretty sweet. We're going to put performance parts on it. This is very similar to the engine we've just done with the inline 4, but it is for next time. You will have to tune in next time to see what we do with that one. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, do leave me a like and consider subscribing. Thank you to all my new subscribers. We are up to 35 subscribers on this channel now, so thank you all for subscribing. I hope to continue to grow. I hope to see you all in the future watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.